It's a new stream. What up? Okay. Development showcase of what I'm doing with my browser. This is going to be. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because. Okay. I forgot already what I showed you in my last video, in my last showcase of what we did. But now it looks completely differently. So this is the browser now. I changed the theme to white. I will change it to I'll probably add an option to change it to dark or maybe make it dark permanently. But yeah, this is the theme. I added some like some colors like this. You could see. And yeah, now you type in localhost, and it has this default this preset of centering everything and making it like this kind of width. So yeah, there's that, and you can see I added a lot of different like um how is it called, like it supports a lot of stuff, you could say. It supports a lot of different, well, not a lot of, but more than before, you could say. For now it supports how many like tags, element tags, one h1 to h6. Then let me show you actually. So parsers, oh shit, parse.h. And so here are all of the sub parsers, you could say. So parser for P, parser for H, parser for B, I for italic, a link, and now I will be doing these two, like EMG and the div. So yeah, for now those are done. Now I'll have to do EMG, which probably will be hard as hell too, like A was, because A was hard as fuck. I had to come up with a solution to connect the connect event to a new button that's created randomly, like on um, whenever you connect to a website. Let me show you how this actually works. Because now, if you take a look at this, of course you have the website, and here, if you take a look at the source code of the website, we have A's to localhost to example.com and to Boxwriter, which is a tuber, I know. Little sponsor over there, I guess, but who cares? So yeah, if you click to localhost, it will go to localhost. If you click to example, it will go to example domain, example.com. There you go. The text up here doesn't change. I'm not sure how I would make it like dynamic, so that like it changes depending on which website you are. But I will see that how to implement such a thing in the future. But for now, yeah. For example, now if you go to boxrider.com, you're gonna see a basic version of his website. So if I can show it to you, the actual website is Bugs Writer. The actual website looks something like this, which is not very similar to what we see here, but you know, it's progress. It's progress. So yeah, the next thing is images. Then I don't know if I can display at least all the content that you can see, or most content that you can see on this website, on my browser. That's gonna be fine for this project, I would say. So yeah, let's see actually what happens if we go to this one. Anything happens? Okay, we actually get content. That's cool. That's cool. We can go back to home. Actually, I don't think that works, because if we go here and we go home, inspect element, it will go to slash. And that's like typing slash here. So we'll have to integrate that, like to convert those kinds of URLs to the actual domain that's in context. So yeah, but that's not a problem for now. Uh, Yeah, yeah, that's all actually. It's pretty cool. Now, if I show you how this source code works and how it deals with buttons, I mean buttons with links. Uh, how it works is, I mean, of course, you have the sub parsers. So when parsing a, let me show you parse.c. When parsing a node, it will check whatever with a switch statement, like which uh, what type of tag it is. So if it's an A, it's gonna subparse to A and whatever. And yeah, so for example, going to A, it's going, okay, the click that just makes it to look like it's clickable. But um, the actual main part of this is getting the element of the node, like so that we can access the attributes, getting the data of the first attribute, which usually should be ref, so the link to where the A should go. I have to make a check for that so that it's not always first. So in case somebody places a style or something else on as the first argument, it's not gonna go to that, but it will actually search to the ref thing. But yeah, that's for later. So yeah, it will get the data and it will get the length. It will create a resource and then it will just pass the, the location of the resource. Now here was the problem, because if you make something like, let's say, character test A, right, and you go here and you put the location of the test, here's the problem. If this was a normal code function, which I expected it to be for some reason, it would have worked, okay? The function would be called and you could access data because data was still existing. Problem is, this is a callback and will be called after the button clicks the 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 button. So that will probably happen after this code ends and after it returns from the um, from this function, meaning that all the data will disappear. That's bad if we want continuity. I mean continuity. If we want the data to stay somewhere. So I had to come up with a solution called resources. If I fix this real quick, okay. Which are resources.h and resources.c. Those are inside of the the global directory for now, because simply I think this is the best location that you could possibly give it. So yeah, here we have an external array of all the resources. A resource could be of any type, a link, an unknown for any data, you could say. But for now I just put it link, then probably it will be other stuff like images or whatever. And yeah, here you have the data, the type, the next, and the previous, because this is a linked list, you could say. You can go backwards, you can go forwards, and then we have the two functions that create and delete resources. Deleting simply will update the linked list, take the previous of the next. You know how linked lists usually work, right? Like you have, I don't know, linked list A, B, and C, and you want to remove B. What you would do is take the next of the A and set it to C, and take the previous of the C and set it to A, and then delete B. So by consequence, you create this and just get rid of B. So there's that, and yeah, that's exactly what we do here. I did some research, and apparently there's also a delete command alongside free, which I'm not sure what that actually means. Like, what's the difference? But that's some C++ function as far as I know, so it might not actually be needed in this case. But I'll dig into that a little later. But yeah, so returns -1 if it doesn't found it, and if it finds it, it just returns 0 if it finds it. Then create the resource, it will just allocate in heap, because of course we want it to stay after it gets called, it returns. Then we set the data, whatever. We allocate enough data. We set the the null block, you could say, null byte. And if there's no resources already, we will um, um, I mean, we will not do anything, but if there is, we will of course update the resource. So yeah, there's that, and that's it. That's it actually. I had to play around with this a little bit for like some time to get it working, but surprisingly, after I implemented this feature of resources, a couple of attempts, and it actually worked pretty well, almost from the first try. So yeah, that's actually pretty good, pretty good, pretty great. So yeah, now I'll push this to GitHub and see how I can continue this. And yeah, any any ideas in the future? Well, what I will supposedly gonna do is probably implement tabs, like some tabbing system. For example, if we go here, make all, that you could have tabs, but that's gonna be really advanced. Um, so yeah, that's all.